Maryland can be a pretty tough road environment. Just curious, what are some of the tough ones you've been in, and what you might tell freshmen about going on the road?
I mean, it's really the same thing. We just got to lock in together. The crowd isn't for us, so we just got to bring our own energy. Probably the most crazy environment I've been in is either Wichita State. We were down 42-7, I believe, at one point my freshman year. It was ridiculous. And then Texas Tech is crazy. So, where Terrence is from, they got a crazy environment there.
For you as a player, especially when you're new to it, what's the hardest adjustment on the road?
Um, I would say like when they start going on a run and the crowd is crazy, it's already hard to get yourselves together when like the other team's on a run, and you really gotta like dig deep and find it and not give in to that negativity, because like when they go on like an 8-0 run, it feels like you're getting beat by 30, so you just gotta band together.
Remember your first true road game?
First true road game. I think Wichita State was one of my first true road games, and that was like the craziest environment I've ever been in. So I was expecting every game to be like that. Thankfully, it wasn't. But yeah, that was crazy.
Do you think these freshmen? I mean, I know you talked about what it's like, but do you think what have you seen from them that makes you think that they'll be able to kind of survive? I'm sure there's gonna be moments to survive like that on Friday.
I mean, I told them from the beginning of the year, like, I knew that they were a special group. I knew that they were gonna help us win, and that we were gonna need them from the beginning. I have no doubts that they're gonna be just fine. I mean, the way they've handled the year so far, I mean, they're built for this kind of stuff, and I expect them to be just fine. And if they have, moments where they get a little nervous or shaken, it's fine. Like, that's what we expect. But they're gonna be great.
On the flip side, Matt, have you been part of a road environment where you quiet them down, where it's a library, and what does that feel like as a road player?
I've won a lot of games at Baylor, and we've gone in and smacked people on the road. So it's pretty awesome when the crowd just ends up being completely silent, and it's pretty easy to deal with when they're not even cheering. So
what's different for you beginning of the year to now, whether it's physically, just being comfortable, what's changed?
Honestly, my shots aren't falling, so I've been trying to figure out how to impact the game in another way, and I've just really been focusing on my rebounding. I've gotten, I think, 17 in the last 2 games, and I haven't even played a ton of minutes, so just trying to figure out a way to impact the game when I'm not scoring right now.
I know when you subbed out for the last time on Tuesday, Brad kind of stopped you and was talking to you about that effort and diving on the floor. Just what does that moment maybe mean where he's recognizing kind of what you're doing as you work out the shot?
I mean, it feels good to get recognized, but at the same time, like that's just what we do. Like we just every minute we're on the floor, we're gonna compete. So it wasn't like I really went above and beyond or anything. Like I think any of my teammates would have done that too. So, but yeah, it's a good moment with me and Coach.
I know Coach has talked about just for you being in the same system for 4 years and then adjusting to your new terminology, new shoot around. Like, what is that process like? I mean, sometimes it's maybe overlooked how difficult that can be.
It's a little bit difficult, but like our offense is a lot different. Our defense is different. Some of the things I'm used to doing, I don't do anymore. But really, like my play has been down mainly because I've just been missing shots. But I know they're coming, and I know. Like Klay Thompson said the other day, it's gonna start pouring at some point. I have no doubt. So,
I guess when maybe you expect those to go in, maybe Brad talked about you made a ton of practice. Just what's the process like? Maybe not letting it snowball on you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I just really don't care. Like I'm gonna just keep shooting, and I'm gonna keep playing hard on defense and rebounding, and we're winning every game. The Virginia game. I was disappointed, but like. I've been doing this for a while. You just got to keep shooting. That's really it.
Does having done this for a while, does that help? Like with freshman year, Matt?
For sure. I would have snowballed a little bit more, but I mean, also we've been winning most of our games, so it just doesn't really matter to me. Of course, I'm trying to go to the NBA, so like shooting bad weighs a little bit on me sometimes, but at the same time, like I know what I can bring, and it's like you can't control whether you make it or miss. You just got to go try to make an impact somehow.
What stands out to you about Maryland in the matchup for you?
Dante Scott's been playing really well, and they've got a lot of big physical guards. One of their bigs is averaging like 3.5 offensive rebounds. But the main thing we're going to have to do is just keep them off the glass because they're an elite rebounding team. So if we can do that, I think we can beat them pretty good.
Mm-hmm. guys are top 10 defensive efficiency right now. You've been on some good defenses at Baylor. Any similarities as far as what makes this good versus
Yeah,
what you've seen?
there's actually a lot of similarities. Personally, I think me and Coleman are what makes this team special defensively. We're able to switch 1 through 5, and then Sky, Sincere, Terrence, RJ, all the guards are doing such a good job of when they get onto a big, like fighting them, and then it like allows me and Coleman to. Luke's over there cheering. It allows me and Coleman to get back to our bigs, and we're just trying to clean up all the switches and stuff. So it's a lot of similarities because last year it was like me, Jeremy, and Kendall that could switch 1 through 5. And I think that's what makes us so good is that switchability. And I just got a shout out to Sky because he's been doing an amazing job defensively. He got dunked on the other day, but we were all clowning him a little bit. But coach is like, that's the kind of effort you give. Like in practice, he's gone up with almost everybody and like almost blocked people's dunks. So he's doing a really good job.
What does switching do to a team? Like, as an opponent, when a team switches like that and can do it effectively, what does that do?
Yeah, it just takes you out of your game. You don't get mismatches because there's really not a mismatch on the floor when you're playing against us. And a lot of people rely on like pin downs coming off when there's a 5-man that doesn't come up, but it just makes them have to be a little bit more creative and they can't do their normal stuff.
Brad mentioned a certain hairstyle that you might want to bring back
Yeah.
to get the shots to fall. Any plans to?
We'll see. I don't know. That's just something we'll have to find out.
How fast can it grow?
How fast? I mean, it's not even close right now, so don't expect it anytime soon.
Do you regret cutting it?
Do I regret it? Nah. Look at me. I look clean. Like.
Well, is there anything? I mean, you played in a lot of venues just at your time in Baylor. Is there anything exciting about a new slate of venues to whether it be Maryland, Purdue, Indiana?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see some new road environments. I've been seeing the same places for a while, so I'm just interested to see how it goes in the Big Ten. I know the fans are crazy here, so yeah, it'll be fun.
Do you kind of relish those moments against? I mean, I don't know if it's always easy against some of those bye games, but like those high major games where it really gets going. Is that something that brings out the most in you?
Yeah, I definitely love those environments. That's like what I play for. But every game I just try to play hard. But yeah, I just love the hostility, like the environment. That's what really gets me going personally.
What your confidence as a shooter, or maybe growing up or in high school, kind of went into building that when you get through some type of range?
I don't know. I think it's just me personally. I just don't care about that. I just never have. I'm gonna just keep shooting it. I know I'm a good 3-point shooter, and at some point they're just gonna fall in droves, and I'll be back to hopefully around 40%. So I'm gonna just keep shooting, and I still personally think I make a big impact on defense and rebounding. So that's all that really matters to me.
The Big 12 is obviously a good conference, but like when you decided to transfer to Illinois, did you have like this anticipation about playing in the Big Ten? Because it's been pretty good over the last few years.
Yeah, I know that they've been really good. I think the Big 12 prepared me a lot because I think that's one of the best conferences also. There's also a lot of hostile road environments there. So I thought the environment-wise and competition-wise, it was going to be pretty seamless transition.